Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the PopSockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Feral bully sisters beat stranger so bad she's now blind in sickening Seaside attack. 3 sisters and their friend have been labeled as feral bullies after they brutally kicked and punched an innocent woman, leaving her blind. The savage, unprovoked attack on a woman in her 50s has been described by police as vicious. The victim, a woman in her 50s, was enjoying a night out in Scarborough in the early hours of October 28, 2023, when she was set upon by sisters Tony Lee Patterson, 32, Ellie Patterson, 20, Abby Patterson, 19, and their friend Tonia Louise Stott, 35, reports Yorkshire Live. Members of the public have condemned the attackers as feral and bullies, describing their actions as vile. The 4 women punched and kicked the victim until she lost consciousness. The victim, who was not known to the defendants, had just purchased food from a nearby takeaway when she was attacked on St. Thomas Street. Even after she fell unconscious, the group continued to punch and kick her head and body. Read more. Jamie Oliver's Toad in the Hole includes killer Yorkshire pudding recipe. All 4 women pleaded guilty to a fray, with Tony and Ellie Patterson also admitting to wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. Prior to the attack, the group had been denied entry to a nearby bar and were abusive to the doorman before walking away towards their victim. Ellie Patterson was the first to attack the victim, punching her in the face and dragging her across the pavement by her hair. Tony Patterson then joined in with her sister and grabbed hold of the victim's hair as the pair dragged her towards the road. The victim fell into the carriageway as a friend tried to shield her. Ellie Patterson proceeded to kick the victim in the back while she lay unable to move in the road. Don't miss Valentine Day's shooting update as police searching for suspect recover body. Latest. Major UK train station is one of the worst places to be pickpocketed. Analysis. Jeremy Clarkson calls police after discovering gang of 5 men on his farm. Reaction. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. Ellie Patterson then kicked the victim in her back. Tony Patterson then stamped on the victim's head twice, before kicking the victim in her face as Abby Patterson stood over the victim's body. By this time, a number of people had begun to congregate, some to try and protect the victim, others observing the scene. Tony Patterson then pushed through the crowd and once again kicked the unconscious victim in the head. Stott, who had not been involved until this point, then got involved and began pushing people out of the way. The victim tried to lift her head off the floor before Tony Patterson kicked her in the head. Ellie Patterson then kicked the victim in the body. Witnesses then tried to give first aid to the victim, before Stott pushed through the crowd and kicked the victim in her back. The victim, who was already blind in her left eye, has been left with a facial fracture and a brain bleed after the attack, resulting in partial sight in her right eye. Police staff investigator Paul Thompson of Scarborough CID said, "This shocking and unprovoked attack has changed the victim's life forever. Not only has she lost most of her sight, she has to rely on her family to do the most simplest of tasks." The 4 defendants had the audacity to claim it was out of character because they were drunk. There is simply no excuse whatsoever for what they did, and the very least they could do was to plead guilty to this disgusting act of unprovoked violence. In a statement read out at court, the victim said that she daily grieves for the old me that she will never see again, and that she doesn't know what the future holds for her, and misses being able to do the basic things she once took for granted. I applaud her bravery. She must now face the future almost blind, not to mention the psychological trauma she has endured through no fault of her own. But she has the support of those around her, and I'm sure she will succeed, despite the ordeal that she has gone through. The 4 women are now rightly facing the consequences of their behavior. The victim also praised the emergency services in her statement, thanking the police, the ambulance service, the hospital, specialists, and nursing staff who got me through the worst time of my life. The women were sentenced at York Crown Court on Friday. Tony Lee Patterson was jailed for 8 years for causing grievous bodily harm and 18 months for a fray. Ellie Patterson was sentenced to 7 years and 3 months, custody in a young offenders institute for causing grievous bodily harm, and 18 months custody for a fray. Abby Patterson was sentenced to 4 months in a young offenders institute, suspended for 18 months. She was also given an alcohol abstinence requirement and monitoring requirement, ordered to carry out 80 hours of unpaid work, and issued with a rehabilitation activity requirement. Tony Estott was jailed for 1 year for a fray.